Yeah, so I've had problems getting these into this pickup switch. Basically, off camera, I've had to take the pick guard back off. See if I could locate these any better. It does seem that these are a different thread to what's in here, so I'm going to have to leave those in abeyance and sort some more screws out with the correct thread to go into that pickup switch. So we'll have to leave that for the time being. So I bobbed all this back on again and got the screws back on. Another couple of things I can be doing at the moment with this is the strap hooks, which I have here, which again I purchased from eBay, reasonably priced. Again from a different company probably. Let's have a look what we've got here. So yeah, I'd say plastic. Not sure about the longevity of those. I don't think it's stated what material it was made from, but I definitely would say those are plastic with the gold plate on. Nice soft springy little washers there which feel nice. So I'll put these on anyway. At some point in the future I may change them to different ones. Again, maybe slightly different colouring to the other gold stuff. So if it was a more expensive build, I would probably definitely recommend, you know, going to somewhere and buying all the hardware from the same place, so that you know you're getting consistency in the colouring. I'm sorry if I've repeated myself, but I do tend to do these videos and then forget what I've said on the previous one. So be careful not to over tighten these, you know, because it might split or break the plastic, but it probably seems adequate for what it is. And I bob the one on the other side, the front. There we go. If I can, at the end of the this series of videos, I'll put a before and a after, not a after, an after, before and after photo of the finished article. Right, okay, so I think for the time being, until the next ready, we've just about done everything we can, apart from the back plate, which I'm going to put on, and then I'll unscrew this later when it's time to set the guitar up. Now again, I bought the scratch plate as a loaded the pick guard scratch plate. I keep calling them the two different things. I know they're exactly the same, but this is the back plate which I ordered, again from a different place. It's not going to line up very well at all, I don't think. I can probably position it from one of the screws, and it does leave that good access to for getting the strings in. Yeah, so I may have to just position that there. But what I was saying was, this this came separate to the scratch plate again, even though it's a white pearl, as is the scratch plate. It's pretty obvious that, yeah, you know, there's two different colours there. I don't know if that's apparent from the on camera. Not a lot I can do about that at this stage. Fortunately, one's on the back and the other one's on the front. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that white for the front. I'm glad it's not the other way around, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure whether that one would have quite worked with the colouring of the guitar body. So yeah, again, at some point in the future, I may get another one that matches the front. So if it does, I've always got the opportunity of swapping this over. So, but I'm just basically going to do the same thing. Move it that way a bit. Same thing as I did on the front, where the screw holes don't match up. That one I can match, and it looks like it's the only one I can match. So I'll just get that looking reasonably parallel with the trem block. And then I did have, which I hope I've not got it underneath the guitar, a screw which I've got there. Yeah, so I'll bob this in first, reasonably tight, so it holds the plate in position for me. Put that reasonably parallel with the trem block, and then I'll get this corner one in. I'm just basically using this drywall as a pilot bit. Yeah, I think another lesson learned when you're getting things like the pick guard and the back plate, probably always best to order them as a pair. Probably seems pretty obvious, but I would have ordered them as a pair had I not found the loaded pick guard, and unfortunately that didn't come with the back plate, so it was a case of just taking pot luck and hoping for the best. In this case it didn't really work out, but that's life, I guess. Okay, doesn't seem to, I don't think there's any plastic on that. Oh yes, there's some plastic on it. I won't take that off just at the moment. Just have a look at this neck plate while I'm on with it. I'm not putting it on yet. I'll just be able to determine whether everything's going to line up. Yeah, slightly off, I think, but I think that'll be okay. If you can see that, apart from the fingerprints, it's a bit liney, a bit grainy, but again, it's going to have to do me for this particular project. So there we go, that's all done now, until the neck's ready, and then I'll come back and a few marks in there. I don't know what that's, that looks like it's from bubble wrap, which I did wrap it up. Oh yeah, so So this is the neck. The headstock's just about done. Not 100% happy with it. Struggled a lot with the paint and the lacquer. A lot of crazing coming through on it for some reason each time I lacquered it. So I've got it to the sort of best I can really. Sanded it, and then I'm just applying wax at the moment. So probably see some of the craze in there under the finish. So it's going to be what it is, and I'll just keep waxing it up to get it to a reasonable shine, and I think that'll have to be it. So the next job, checking that the neck's all level and the frets are level. I've got this kit which I purchased off eBay. It didn't include the bar, but these things came with it. Seems quite adequate for what I'm doing as an amateur. This fret leveling bar came from Amazon. It's adequate for my needs anyway. So, and it weren't expensive. I think this were about £8, £7 something, and the kit was maybe less than £10. So, not bad value in general. I suppose the more you use it, the better value it is. So first thing we need to do is check whether the neck's straight and whether the truss rod needs any adjustment. So I'll try and get the camera in a suitable position, and just a case of placing this on between the frets and then looking down to see what we can see if we can see any gaps through the between the metal and the fretboard. I'll just try and get it just on the crown of the fretboard if I can. So in general, doesn't look too bad. Possibly just a little bit down this bottom end, but in general I think it doesn't look bad at all. If we look down from the end, it might possibly just be a little bit, but then and again it may just be the frets that need leveling a little bit as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave that as it is at the moment without altering the truss rod at all. Ideally, if it was a more expensive guitar, I would probably, before doing this, put masking tape over the fretboard to keep everything protected. It's only a cheap guitar that I purchased, so I'm not too bothered about spending loads of time masking everything up and what have you. Spent enough time on this headstock. It's caused me a bit of a nightmare, to tell you the truth. So basically what we're doing is we need to make sure the frets are reasonably flat with each other. Otherwise, when it's strung up, if you had a high fret, that's when you're likely to get fret buzz, because that particular fret might be just catching, the string, or the string catching the fret when it's played. So it's basically just a process of going down the fretboard with a marker, a Sharpie, or this is just like a permanent marker. So just run down the fretboard without touching the fretboard if possible, like I've just done. Luckily, a little bit of, if you've got a little bit of mess on hand, it does take it off, so it's not a problem. Again, if the fretboard was taped up, it would prevent that problem as well. So I'm just going over these frets. If the marker pen's running out, tell you the truth as well. Let's go a little bit quicker. I have to do 2 passes here. I think the marker pens seen better days. Either that or it's not sticking very well to the frets. Yeah, it's come a bit darker on the bottom frets there, so I'll just go over these ones again. Caught the fretboard again on the same fret. Leave it or not. A bit of mess again. Clean that off. Come back to that one in a second when the mess is evaporated. And again, it's crazy. Must try and be more careful. I'll try a different position so I can a bit more control. Doing very well here, to tell you the truth. Worth just doing them all and then cleaning the mess off after. I think the frets may be quite close to the top of the fretboard, to tell you the truth. Okay, so I've remarked up the frets with the black marker. I'm going to go over again now with the leveling block and just check again whether we've got any areas that are low at all or high, whichever the case may be. Again, it's just nice and light, nothing heavy. And we'll have just a closer look. There are still one or two little spots that's still dark on that particular fret and the one next to it. A little bit here and there on the upper frets. So what we can do is just using this fret rocker. Basically, I'm going to start on the lower frets and just bridging three frets. It's just a case of bobbing the fret rocker on and just see if you get any rock from fret to fret. Very, very, very slight. On the first one, I'll just have a general check over a few, if you can hear that, but there's a little bit of rock there. Yeah, so there are one or two little spots that could do with the dressing, so I'm just going to take the fret file and from the first three, it's like the centre one just needs a little bit of work. Just a little bit of a rock on that one, so I'm just going to very carefully just file off until I can't feel it rocking anymore. When you do this, you really need to try and follow the so all I'm doing is moving up one fret at a time, bridging 3 frets and just checking for any areas that rock. In general, I'm not feeling too bad. It's a little bit on that one. I'm doing this carefully, a little bit at a time, because if you go too far, it's probably as detrimental as having a high fret in the first place. This one's definitely quite high compared with the other ones. It's just on this little area, just there now. Just a case of chipping away until you don't feel any rocking anymore. This is needing quite a bit of work on it, that particular fret. Okay, so that seems to have got that one. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy that I've been over these with the fret rocker, and everything's seems to be reasonably flat. So what I'm going to do now is just because the fret file is quite coarse, just going to go over the top of these frets again with some 600. Try and make them a bit smoother. And then I'll go over once again with the fret leveling bar with the finer some finer sandpaper on it, just to take it to that next level again. And then finally, what I'll do is using one of these protecting strips. It comes in two sizes. One's for the narrower frets, and then can move on to the other one as we move up. Just going to carefully with some steel wool, just give these a rub, trying carefully not to rub the fretboard at all, because this is going up in the opposite there to the grain. That way I want to scratch the fretboard. I just find that these this does just, the steel wool just does work nicely just to polish them up a little bit. There we go. Let's have a quick run down that the edge. The frets, they're not sticking out or anything on the ends, and they'll look reasonably well sort of machine type of thing, so I don't want to spend too long on those. I'll just give the frets another little rub over with the steel wool this way. I'm not going to do any crowning. I don't have a crowning file, so for me, I'll be probably just the only person playing this, as long as it feels comfortable. That's all I'll be sort of worried about. So I need to give this a bit of a clean off now. Get rid of the remnants of the steel wool first. Just going to use a little bit of meths just to clean any a lot of this on the backs from my hands, to tell you the truth. I could really try and keep them clean, but I don't have a sink in the workshop or anything, so I'll have to nip off in a second and wash them in the house, otherwise everything's going to get really messy, I think. This is just meths that I'm using, methylated spirits, just to clean this off. It's what I have to hand at the moment. I know a lot of people like to use naphtha for this. I don't think it's a particularly great substance. I'm sure it cleans well, but I don't think it's particularly nice if you get it down in your lungs. So I prefer to avoid it personally, even though it might be the best thing for the job. But this is bringing off quite a lot of dirt anyway, so it's just a little bit of tissue. So I need to keep cleaning this off until there's no more dirt coming off, I think, and then we'll know if fretboard is reasonably clean. Still quite a bit coming off that, you see. Even though I've been over it once. So this will be this will have a coat of true oil. Just to finish it off. It does tend to clean it a little bit as well, does the true oil, so I think I'll probably leave it at that for the time being, and just polish this wax off the headstock. No, I'm very sort of less than pleased with the finish on the headstock. Not great at all, but I guess it's a learning curve. So yeah, I'll just, before I go over this the back of this neck, just give it a little bit of a scuff up. It has been treated before. It is quite smooth, so I'm not too worried about getting it so smooth. I'm a bit worried about getting the marks off it though. And it's just bits of remnants of These are from the masking tape, which was quite sticky. Flatten those screw holes off at the same time, just with the scraping it with the razor blade for when the neck goes back on. Okay. So again, I'll just give this a bit of a clean. Use a fresh cloth. Okay, so I'm gonna give this some true oil now. It's probably not been treated for many years, so I'm expecting this to just sink in basically. So just give it a rub round with. In fact, I think I'll use my finger so it doesn't all absorb into the tissue. You'll find that it does tend to sink in. And you'll get dry patches appearing, so I just generally keep going over until the dry patches cease. See as it starts to sink in, or not, as the case may be. From that camera angle. I'll just continue bobbing some polish on this headstock. While that true oil's just absorbing in. I'll just hit this one more time for now. I may come back sometime before the strings go on and put some more oil on. It's not looking too bad actually at that. Just take any excess off for the time being, and then bob a little bit on the back. Don't worry too much about going over this too many times, because, like I say, the neck at the back was pretty smooth to start with. This is a project neck, so it's obviously had some treatment from the factory. It's just like a semi gloss on the back. It's not. It doesn't look like it's lacquered. So there we go. I think we've just got to the point now where we'll just take this wax off. And we can probably look at putting the tuners onto this. I think I'll put them on before I put it back on the guitar. I'm picking up lots of crap here, so to be careful. Like I say, it was a bit of a nightmare, this particular headstock. With painting wise, thought it'd be a breeze. Primed it, put the orangey colour on, and well, if you've seen the earlier videos, there's no point in me going over it all again. So if you haven't seen the earlier ones, you want to look back, see the process I went through, and not a very good process, I must admit. I don't think I'd win any awards for headstock of the year competition. So yeah, I'm going to leave that now as far as prepping the neck. Do just to clean that out a little bit. All sorts of gunge in there. Well, it is what it is, that's all I can say in this instance. I can see myself looking at this in a week or two's time thinking I'm not happy and I'll have to redo it. We'll see. Or maybe I'll move on to a different type of project, or a new project. So yeah, I think that's as far as this is going for the time being. So the next step's going to be the tuners and get this fixed onto the body.